Hey everyone, who out there doesn't want to play like Guthrie Govan? Not many people. A lot of us would like to have just a smidgen of his talent, but there are some licks that he plays that are accessible to us mere mortals, so today we're going to go over one of his tapping licks that many of us can conquer. So this tapping lick that we're going to look at today is in his song called Fives. That's off of his Erotic Cakes solo album. I don't remember when that album came out, but it was probably something like 2006, 2007, but he was playing this song for a long time before then, and because I had seen him play it live at a number of clinics out at the NAMM show. But anyways, the song is called Fives because it's 5 beats per measure, and keep that in mind when you see the tablature because it's going to have that extra beat in there, so it's a different feel. But the whole interesting point about this tapping lick is the way we're going to approach the tapping. So here's what the lick looks like. So for those of you who have done tapping before, you may be familiar with doing kind of the Van Halen style tapping where it's like you start with the tapping finger and hit a note, pull off, and then hammer on. It's kind of the triplet feel. But this lick actually starts on with a hammer-on from nowhere. I first heard that term from Greg Howe because I've heard him teach that a number of times. It may be called something else, but basically what it means is instead of tapping and pulling off to create the sound in here, we're just going to hammer on the fretting with the fretting hand on this note down here on the 12th fret. And that's what we begin with. So he does a number of hammer-ons from nowhere, but he also does some pull-offs mixed in between. So here's what it looks like slowly. So he begins on the 12th fret of the first string with a hammer-on from nowhere, and then a tap with the right hand on the 17th fret, and a pull away, and then a hammer-on from nowhere on the 3rd string, 12th fret, and then a tap on the 17th fret. So the first 5 notes are this. Then after a rest, he'll do that again. But when he hits the 17th fret on the 3rd string this time, he does a pull off, and then a hammer-on from nowhere on the B string, 17th tap, and then a pull away, and then back down to the 3rd string, hammer-on from nowhere, 17th fret tap, pull off, back up to the E string now, hammer-on, tap, pull off, hammer-on the 3rd string, and then tap on the 17th fret. So here's the whole thing slowly. So the cool thing about this is you can obviously see the symmetry between the 12th and the 17th fret of what he's doing. So it's not that complex and difficult to get your speed up. And you'll hear in the song too, he simply moves it around. Where does he go? He goes to... So he ends up doing it in other locations, but it's the exact same pattern. So if you can get the first pattern down, you can then do the other patterns and play the entire tapping section. But it's a pretty fun lick. Very, very Guthrie Govan-esque sounding, and you really don't hear a lot of other people doing that type of thing. Well, at least you didn't when he came out with a song. Now there's a lot more tapping going on, I feel like. But it's a cool tapping lick because it takes you out of your traditional tapping where you start with the tapping hand. This time you're starting with the left hand, or the fretting hand, I should say. So it's a very interesting approach, and once you get it down, it's really not that difficult to knock it out and make it your own. So one last thing I'll say quickly about it, you'll see that Guthrie does have a dampener up here, but I looked at some of the footage and I never really saw him using the dampener when he was doing that tapping lick. I believe he was putting his index finger right here and actually doing the hammer-ons with his ring finger and 2 fingers. So I don't think he was using the dampener. It didn't look like it was up above the fret there, but I have seen other people. I think one of them I saw was Matteo Mancuso. He was playing with a dampener on when he was doing fives, but that may be for other reasons because of the way he's playing. I'm not sure. But in any case, a lot of people will use that for tapping licks where you're hammering on from nowhere. So there you have it, a Guthrie Govan lick that you can master. If you enjoyed today's content, please make sure to hit that like button. It really does help my channel. And a great free way you can support my channel is if you're already buying guitar strings or guitars or amps or whatever you want. Go through my Sweetwater affiliate links down below. It helps support my channel in a small way, but it won't cost you anything extra. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you all next time.